Let's see if it does it again.
So yeah, he died in summer.
Yeah.
Maybe were you in the water? Did you jump in the river? You fell down? I don't know.
Splash.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome.
I'm Tammy.
Oh, I'm Marty.
We are the
Para-Dabblers. And here
Where are we?
We are here at the Nutana Cemetery, which is a cemetery that was one of the first in Saskatoon, and if not the first, I'm not sure. We didn't do a lot of research.
The oldest.
I think so. And it's a public space, so we are here to do an investigation tonight on a beautiful fall evening. What else?
We have a little homeless party going on next
We do.
door, so if you hear some funky music, somebody's got the spirit in them, but it's a different kind.
Spirit.
Yeah.
So hopefully it won't be too loud, and we'll see what we get. So
yeah. When I woke up this morning, I had this 8-year-old boy that's been trying to get my attention all day. He was just relentless in trying to get my attention. I'm just getting images, I'm just getting he doesn't say anything with words, but he's just been sending me pictures of himself in life. And I knew I needed to come tonight and pay him a visit, so we'll go say hello to young Jacob, I think. Yeah.
And I came tonight because you said it was the night to come.
Yeah. All right.
And that's how it works with us. All right.
Let's go.
Let's go.
This child that was calling to me all day, I felt like they were 8 years old. This 8-year-old child. It's a boy. And then just tonight I got a headache. I don't know if that has anything to do with this. I'm not someone who gets headaches, so
no, you're not.
I don't know. It's weird. It's been calling to me all day.
Oh wow. How old was he?
8.
Oh.
So it's not Jacob, it's Joseph. Yeah. This young man, I feel like I need to sit close to him. Like he's alone and he's scared. I have my little ball with me here. Just more of another way that he can kind of get in touch with me if he wants. Yeah. So his headstone says that he died October 25th, 1910, so it was around this time of year. Yeah, but I get a sense that he was alone. He doesn't want to be alone anymore. He's very scared. So I was drawn over here, and you can't see these graves easily just walking around. They're kind of hidden off in hard to find spots. So, but this little boy came to me this morning in my home, so that's unusual. That's never happened before.
Here's another couple of kind of hidden ones over there.
So I'm a big fan of Tyler Henry. I've watched some of his stuff, and I know in some of his videos he says that the spirits contact him long before he ever arrives. So I felt like this little boy really needed me here tonight. I don't know why. Anyway, it looks like his name is Joseph Cecil McQuaid. It's Joseph Cecil McQuaid. Just see what little Joseph has to say. He's been trying to speak to me all day. All right. So I'm here now with you, Joseph. I just saw images of you all day, looking very thin and frail, very pale, very weak. I'm just wondering if there was something you wanted to tell me. So it looks like you died around this time of year. I'm just wondering, was it winter? Was it cold? Oh,
He had a cat, meow.
Meow. That's
You had a kitty cat?
He seems very eager to talk. Okay, I'll let you talk. Come on, maybe. Open something.
Yeah. I'm having a hard time hearing. I can't help you. I'll get
Yeah.
closer.
I'll just let him talk. I'm gonna keep a hold of my ball here.
Boy?
Yeah. Maybe
Or toy?
I don't know. Did you have a toy cat? Oh, he's scared. He's whispering.
Yeah. What are you scared of? That was kind of freaky.
Yeah, that boy.
Is there another boy?
around
Is
here
there another boy who's
bullying you?
who gives you problems?
He's special?
Yeah, or he's
Specially? Say it again.
didn't catch it that time.
So Joseph, did you live around here with your family?
Yes, that was about as
That's very
clear
clear.
as I've ever heard.
I'm here with you now. You don't have to be scared anymore, okay? So whenever you need me, just know that I'm with you.
Please help.
What do you need help with, Joseph? If I can help you, I will try. Something about help.
Or up the hill or something.
Is there somebody up the hill that scares you?
He's bad, maybe?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to stop this recording and start another. Just because of this app. Who is that man? This is Marty.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah. He doesn't have the same kind of
Ball.
the same kind of special powers, feelings, knowings that I do. His name's Marty.
Am I special? Yeah, he's special.
he's
Well,
special, all right.
I'm special, all right.
All right, Joseph, can you tell me a little more about your family? Your sister's gone. Did she die before you did?
Didn't catch that one.
No. We'll have to listen to that later.
Yeah.
I have trouble understanding you sometimes. Probably been a while since you talked to someone too. But please keep trying. Yeah, no.
Ready or not?
You want to play a game?
Hide and seek?
Hide and seek?
Sure, let's play a game.
Found you. Yeah. Can you tell me how you died?
What's that noise? What's a bird?
Yeah, all the birds are coming around here now. It's wild.
Did you say birdie?
Yeah.
It's a birdie?
Are you making the birdies come? There's a whole bunch of birdies now. This is wild.
It is wild. It's like one's
He
right
likes
there.
bird. You like to play with birdies? Yeah. Well, we're gonna go visit some other of your friends
But
in the
first,
cemetery.
we're gonna see if
other
you're
people.
still hanging around here.
Yeah, we wanna see if we can pick you up with our special camera. Is that okay? No
I'll
comment?
take that as a yes. We'll see.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Bye, buddy.
All right.
Okay. Okay, we're just going to record and see if we see anything. I don't think we will.
He likes to be called
Oh,
Joey.
what the heck?
Joey.
It's like he's hiding behind the leaves. If that might just be the leaves.
He wanted to play hide and seek. Joey. He likes to be called Joey.
Why is it right around that leaf? Might just be it's picking up the leaf. I'm going to try this, turn it off and try again. Okay, let's see if we can get it again. It might just be picking up a shape, or it is weird though. It's not a particularly human shape there. Don't know why it's not picking it up with any of these other leaves at all. Like none of them.
Are you playing hide and seek, Joey?
Oh, it's so weird. It's just that one branch. And it doesn't look any different than any of these other branches. Well, there's another little spot there. I don't know what to make of it, but it is strange. It's this one branch here. Maybe it's picking this up as a human shape, but it's like right by the gravestone there. I don't know. It's a bit strange. It picks up you really well. And then it picks it up by the...
up there. He's bringing the bird. Yeah, he sent the bird.
It's like this one spot. Okay, that was right on the gravestone. I don't know what to make of that.
I touched it earlier.
That was weird.
My friend, Joey. He likes to play hide and seek. He had a cat.
Seems that way.
He died around here. He lived around here. He's a little baby.
Aww. Okay, we'll see what we can spot here. I'll get the SLS out, and then we'll do another spirit box. All right, here we are at these ones, and for some reason it's picking it up. The weird thing about this, and it might be because it's trying to find a human shape, but it's finding one there, but not here. Maybe if I go around the other angle.
There's a baby?
Oh yeah, there's one over there now on that side. So I'm not sure what to make of that. It's a little, oh, showed up there when you were touching it. Can see you all the time, but it just appears sometimes.
They were twins.
Oh.
But one died August 1st of 1910. One of August 21st.
Well, it's not showing up anymore.
August 21st? They must have had an illness. But what's with all the 1910 deaths?
It's not an obvious human shape here. That's the strange thing. And it just flickered.
So I was drawn to this double grave site. These were twins. This is George Wood. George was born, wait a minute, yeah, October 2nd of 09, and Edwin was born October 2nd of 09, so they're twins. They both died in August of 1910, but this twin died August 1st, it looks like, and this twin died August 21st of the same year, so I'm guessing it was an illness. So I'll just see if I can talk to the boys. But I found this weird coin.
Yeah, strange.
By their grave, and I'm not sure. I've never seen anything like it.
Can I see it? It looks like a toy coin.
So I don't know.
Made in China.
I don't know who placed it by their grave, but anyway.
Huh.
So.
Well, we'll leave it by the grave.
I'm gonna see if the babies want to chat with me. So this is George. This is Edwin. So hello babies. I'm sorry you're gone. Just wanted to say hello and give you a chance to talk. They're both trying to talk at once.
Yeah.
Twins.
I'm also thinking the odds of us getting something too distinct is probably limited,
Yeah,
considering their age. But we'll see. Who knows?
Yeah.
They've had years to.
Can you tell me how you died, babies? You're
Fishing?
sick.
Oh, sick. Okay.
You're
Makes
sick.
more sense than fishing.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you live close by to here? I don't know.
Yeah.
They're like 10 months old.
Yeah.
Can't expect a lot.
I mean, they've had potentially a lot of time if it's real, like, to figure it out, but still awfully young when they died.
I'm very sad that your mom and dad aren't buried near you.
You want to sing? Or sleep?
I thought he said they got sick.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe the whole family. I don't know where mom and dad would be buried then.
Well, we'll look around.
Anyway, they're off by themselves here. It's very strange. Their parents must have been heartbroken.
Yeah. Leave or please?
No. I don't know.
No, I don't know either.
Anyway, wow. Thanks for
It was good to see you guys.
Little boys. May you be at peace.
Nothing.
Sounds like they're at peace.
Okay. All right, let's go to somewhere else. All right.
Are we ready?
We're ready.
All
Let's continue. Wherever the spirit takes you.
Oh, with the spirit. Look at that beautiful scene.
Oh my. It's lovely. It's never as good on film as it is in person.
I feel like we should get out the camera because there's a couple spirits
Okay.
that are hanging around.
Let's do that and see if any of these places catch our attention. Okay, well that one makes sense. That's sort of larger. Maybe it's picking that up as human. Let's see if it does it again. Either that or it's something odd. It's very... But then why wouldn't this one do the same? Because it's very similar. That's a bit odd, don't you think? Why just that one? Yeah. This one's really popping, so let's try this one, I'd say. 2 people buried here.
Buried together. Oh, I just get like...
Is there anything about their relationship that jumps out at you? Did they get along well?
No. I feel this, just coldness between them.
Do you want to try the spirit box?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try that.
The one in the bush is calling me though.
Well, we'll go there next.
Yeah.
Whether the one that's hidden kind of partway in the bush there? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do a shot of that as well then with the SLS camera.
All right. Well, I will see if Joseph or Grace would like to say anything. I just feel so cold here, and I don't know what it is about.
Eventually, if we keep doing this, we'll get some temperature gauge.
She got warm. She needs warm something.
We'll get some temperature gauge stuff at some point in the future, but
there's like, you know what it's like in the depths of winter when you get that insidious cold that just creeps in. And it's not that cold, but I feel
well, she died quite a bit before he did, I think.
But she died in August, so...
Well, no, they died at the same time. He was just a lot older than her. Oh. He was a lot older than her.
Died August.
Like
died
23
October.
years older than her?
They did not die at the same time.
No, but they both died in 1907.
Yeah.
She was 57, he was 70.
Yeah. Anyway, I just feel like such... just something to do with the cold.
Sorry,
Anyway,
it's actually
tell me
13
more.
years, not 23, but anyways. I didn't hear anything.
That was him this time. She said something first. Hey, tell us more.
The skinny?
I don't know.
How did you die?
They're bickering.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not getting much here. It's,
No. Well, we can move on.
yeah.
Okay, we'll see you later, guys. Old man. He was an old man, and you were not as old.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the one you're drawn to. No, it's nothing. Well, there's something here, but oh, did you see how that was weird?
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be trying to pick up, but these don't look very human-like. It's the leaves again. Something's in the leaves over here. It's weird. Okay. Oh, there's someone there. And that's not a very human-looking shape, so it's a bit strange. And it's on the one you were saying. Okay, so this is Oliver John Caswell, 1892 died. He was 10 years old, 11 months, so almost 11. If he's part of the Caswell family in Saskatoon, for those who aren't from here, it's a very well-known family. This looks like a fairly substantive gravestone, so this is one that you said you were drawn to, so we will...
Yeah, kept calling to me from over there. I just feel like, you know, that feeling of, it's not really a resentment.
Well, I may not know, but...
Well, it's...
Oh, resentment, I know. I'm sorry, continue.
Like, I feel like it was an accident. It was just like, oh, man. Like, I can't believe that happened. Like, I feel like it was an accident, like a sudden accident. And it was some senseless something that happened. And so he's kind of kicking himself, like, yeah.
Interesting.
So I'll try and talk to him. And,
Okay, let's do that.
yeah. Are we on?
We're definitely on.
I felt called from over there. I get the impression this young man, he was a fun-living kid.
Well, it's interesting you're being called to the children's gravesite, and the
I
one
know.
that looked like we investigated there, you weren't that
Yeah.
connected with, so that's interesting.
He was boisterous, like he had ADHD for sure, but he was a fun-loving kid, and he just did
Yeah, back then
something-
they just called you like hyper and lazy, but anyways.
Well,
Yeah.
he did something really foolish, and it got him killed, and
Uh-oh.
now
Well,
you can just see him going, oh, darn it.
well, we
Anyway.
can check that out. That's something we can
So-
try and find out about.
Hi, Oliver. I heard you calling me from over there, so I'm here to listen to whatever you have to tell me. Yep, he's being silly.
Did he say your name? That sounded almost like Tammy
It was
there.
like zip or something.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway, can you tell me how you died?
Mushroom. I don't know. That's what I heard.
I don't know. Let's try again. Tell
How
me
did you die there, buddy? Racing?
Yeah, maybe. He tripped, he fell, he hit his head. I don't know. I can't tell. Something. It was an accident.
What else can you tell us about it? Down the stairs?
Fell down. He fell down.
Down there? In the evening? What was that?
I don't know. Oliver. Are your mom and dad buried nearby? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
He speaks very fast.
Yeah.
Slow.
Try again,
down.
Oliver.
How did you die, little guy? Okay. So yeah, he died in summer.
Yeah.
Maybe were you in the water? Did you jump in the river? You fell down? I don't know.
Splash.
I don't know. Bid you good night.
Splash.
Rest in peace. Thanks for talking to us. Over and out.
That was a very interesting investigation that we had this evening. We will go back, look at the footage, review some of the recordings that we took, and of course discuss them in the after bits. So
Interesting note, I've never been in a cemetery at night. This is as night-y as I get.
yeah, it's definitely nighty. I did mention at the beginning of Nutana cemeteries, it like many things in Saskatoon has two different names, sometimes multiple names. It's also known as the Pioneer Cemetery, so we'll include some of this information as well in the after bits or elsewhere. And yeah, it was a really interesting evening.
I felt, good about this one.
How's your headache, by the way?
The headache's gone.
Isn't that interesting?
I don't know. I think it was young little Joseph, little Joey. I was trying to tell me something. So.
And we will do our best. Not always is the research available, the information available easily with research, but we will do our best to try to find out more about the individual graves that we looked at and did some paranormal stuff with tonight.
So little Joey knows he's not alone anymore. So that's good enough for me.
Yeah. All right.
Got my protection. Do our cleansing when we go, and
Para-Dabblers out.
That's a wrap.
Bye. Welcome to the Afterbits. I'm Marty.
I'm Tammy. We are the
Para-Dabblers.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, Marty, take it away.
Why, thank you, Tammy.
It's in the script.
It is the very loose script that we have for this. Like, I think there's about 8 lines he's got there.
It's so loose. Don't do another. Okay.
Okay. So just to start off, we don't claim to say that any of the stuff that we use, the apps, are effective in any way other than they're meant to be, which is for entertainment purposes. However, what we have found is that the tools that Tammy uses, especially, and the Hope Box, which was explained at the start of the video, is something that seems to allow her to channel and to connect with whatever the paranormal phenomena is that we're dealing with. Same with the SLS. It's more of a verifier in that way. Like, it's, anyways, we'll get into that a little later. Now, in terms of our process, we wanted you to know that for each episode, we tend to just get a general idea of a place that's purported to be haunted or have paranormal activity. Tammy doesn't do any research ahead of time. I don't even do research ahead of time other than the basics. Sometimes I do a little bit more if needed. But what we do after that is go in there kind of cold in that way so that we don't know what's going to happen. And I think you could see that in the episode tonight, that the things were surprising. So we'll take you back to start with to little Joey, or Jacob, as you initially thought his name was.
Yeah, I got a J.
It was
I
close.
It was Jacob.
So to start with, wow, I mean, the accuracy there, as you can see as she's walking along, when we got to that grave, she knew, like, this was an 8-year-old boy. And again, the headache part at the end, which we touched upon, was pretty crazy, like how your headache just went away. In terms of the specifics of his death, there was nothing that I could find in the research. I have information about the others, so that's upcoming, but for Joey, there really wasn't much. The only thing I could find was, in general, there were a lot of kids who died in 1910, and a lot, when I went into the health records, a lot of it was attributed to TB. Now, Tammy had some experiences that may have indicated otherwise, or maybe it was a contributor to him being more vulnerable. We don't know. We can't verify what Joey died of. Actually, I'll talk about the SLS findings, the little weird camera thing that we use first, and then I'll just let Tammy maybe give her experiences on Joey. So when we were playing, well, what I thought was maybe hide and seek, you know, the whole things with the leaves with Joey was very strange, and you can see it on the camera, and we would go around and try and see if there was other places, and we had a couple tiny flickers, but it was really only mostly in that one spot, and we would change the angle. Like I would go around and I would see if I could get it, and it would show up in the different angles on there. So it wasn't seeming to read it according to a specific leaf pattern. So that was really unusual and anomalous, I thought. And then how it would jump back to the grave, where again, there's no figure that maps out a human form of any kind, which is what that camera does, that I could see on that grave. So that was what I found with the with Joey's SLS. We'll go to the next one afterwards, but I wanted to give you now a chance to talk about your experiences with Joey.
Well, thanks, Marty.
You're welcome.
Joey, yes. So I woke up the morning of filming, and I don't know how to explain what happens to me. I call them insights, or I get knowings. Yeah, it's a good word. Mm-hmm. I just saw an image of him, and it just persisted. He would pop into my thoughts off and on during the day, and I knew we'd be going to the cemetery that evening. Something just told me tonight's the night, we gotta go. So we went with it, and yeah, he just appears very sickly and frail, and these things kind of unveil themselves slowly over a period of time. There's no time frame in the spirit world. So even after we've done the filmings and we're putting the editing together, and I'll get these little moments of, oh my gosh, and I don't know how to verify things that are unverifiable, but it seems to me Joey was a victim of, I can't say it on YouTube, but I think he was not treated well at home, if you know what I mean. And I think that might have been a cause of his demise.
Or a contributor.
Or definitely a contributor. Yeah, some of the things that he'll say and why he seems so scared and everything all leads to a pattern of life at home. So anyway, there's no way to verify that. So, so I thought the headache, it might have been from an injury caused to him by another person, and may have been a frequent happening, or maybe when he died, that was part of it. There's no way to know. A very strange thing happened that I noticed while we're going through the editing of the clips. Mm-hmm. There's one moment where I lean in close and I say Joey's name, and you can, it's just so brief. But when we paused it and rewatched it, there's no doubt the scarf I was wearing in the video lit up, just boom, when I said his name. It's so fast, boom. We've tried to explain it.
We've come up with a couple ideas, but I mean, possible explanations. The weird thing is too, though, you had that crystal ball out there and in other places for a long time, and there's no other spot in that entire film that we went through every single frame. There's nothing, and so you can go ahead and say you had one idea and I had another idea of possible explanation.
I have a diploma in broadcasting, TV and radio broadcasting diploma, and we learned how to check your camera for white balance. And so you do this little, it kind of flashes and does a little thing. So I thought maybe Marty's phone camera was trying to adjust for the different colors or something, but it's just the scarf. Yeah, and it did that in a few places in the light you can see in the film, but it was just the scarf. And it never did it again. Just that one moment where I said his name, it was just the weirdest. And in line with what I thought is another maybe possibility, but there's a caveat to it,
that speaks to what you're talking about. One of the weird things is you couldn't really tell in the video necessarily, but Tammy's back was toward a copse of trees. The sun was setting down over there. There was not light coming in from that. It was blocked. So now she did have her phone. Now it's possible, but again, there was a whole lot of this going on with her ball and her phone. And that's the only time, and it only lit up when she said her name, and it was only that once. So again, that's a possibility that there was some sort of refraction that was going on, but it is very unusual because of the lack of direct sunlight. There was nothing. It was completely obfuscated by the copse of trees, and yeah. So we have to just leave it at that. You can go back and look at it yourselves and pause it. And if you have any ideas, feel free to share them in the comments, because we are out of ideas. No explanation for that one. Yeah.
Interesting.
When we were talking about the birdies, and when we heard that on the spirit box, I realized only afterwards, like I should have panned up, but that I could hear them so loudly in person, but you can't even really hear them on the video. So
you can see
I
me
did
in the video look at.
Yeah.
And there were
lots.
I don't know, dozens of birds.
Yeah. And we could hear them. Now I did pan up the second time with the SLS camera when you were noting the J coming in, but next up we are going to talk about the twins. There were twin babies who died,
and not at the same time.
No, which was
20
strange.
days apart. So
once again, though, the most likely research that I could find, there was a lot, first of all, a lot in 1910 who died, and a lot of children who died of disease, and especially TB at that time. So that's
the summer. Who knows?
Yeah. In terms of the SLS video, which was very interesting with them, probably the most, well, they were all interesting, but that one really caught my attention because usually you will see when the way that the app works is it will try and get a picture, and especially for you, it always maps you out quickly. But when it's trying to read something else, it'll flicker back and forth. It generally doesn't go at the same time. In fact, this is the first time using this app that I've ever seen it. Was at the twins' grave, and when you would reach out, there's a time when you were actually connected to that. So it was, even with Joey, he was a little more flighty, and he was playing hide and seek. Maybe, I don't know, he was hiding in those leaves.
He was scared.
But those twins, and it would switch back and forth between the two graves. And again, those graves didn't look anything like human forms. And we, just so you know, we have other footage as well of graves that we took, and this is the same for Oliver coming up, so I won't repeat it then, but we went and did other footage with the SLS cameras of other graves, but there wasn't really good places to put it into the flow of the show, so we have that footage, and it just wasn't showing up on very similar graves, so it was really located around the ones that we did our investigation on, and this is one of them that it was just back and forth, and that unique holding hands, if you want to call it that way. So
the cool thing about that is you can go back yourself and pause it right at that moment, and you can see this little spirit baby holding out its hand to me. It's pretty wild.
So that's all that I had on the twin babies, and was there anything else that you wanted to share about that?
Yeah, there's a moment we didn't address where you were setting up the camera for the twins. And I looked down and there was this shiny object. And I thought, what is this? So I pick it up. It's a bizarre coin. I don't even know how to describe it. It looked really old. Yes. But it also it kind of looked like a toy, but it kind of looked legitimate too. Anyway, I took a picture of it. So we'll show that to you. So yes, I showed Marty the coin, and we agreed we should leave it there. I mean, but I Googled it when I got home, and like people have mentioned it, but it's really strange. So you can have a look at the coin yourself. You can Google it yourself. And if you know what it is, please put it in the comments. For sure. Because I am so curious.
Yes, just as a reminder, Tammy had no idea about we're going to talk about the Fletchers now, and she had no idea about who they were. I didn't either, actually. And so this is quite a revelation coming up, but we'll get to that. So,
and they are not children.
They are not.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But yeah, you already saw the video.
And you'll find out why as we go through this. Before we get there, though, we have another clip to show you. And this happened about 45 minutes after we had wrapped up, and we came back. We were on the couch, and we were looking at this just to set the scene. We're going over the clips that we go through just to make sure everything recorded. The funny story for me is I had asked her if it would be okay to film her, and she was like, no, because she was, let's just say, I don't think she felt she was really camera ready at that time. And it is very, very rare. In fact, this is the only instance when I can think that I ignored Tammy's wishes on something, because it's just not what I try to do. But I felt so strongly that we needed this, and I'm so glad this time only that I ignored what you asked me, because what came to her in these knowings was jaw-dropping, and I have the evidence of it. So it's not just our hearsay. This clip that you're going to watch is her from that night, and now that it's turned out that way, I hope that I'm out of the doghouse. A little bit. Okay, let's watch the clip.
He was so upset when she died. She was so much younger. She looked after him, and then.
And this just came to you, right?
Yeah, she died in August, and he died in October. So he started drinking heavily after she died, and then he got impulsively himself one night in October. He was just so, he couldn't function without her.
Well, he was 70, so he was probably already.
So yeah, he had a breakdown, and he got drunk and impulsively himself. That's how he died.
We can check into that.
I had to bleep a couple things out because of YouTube's rules.
Correct.
And that's fine, but you get the gist.
You do. In fact, the most important part that you will catch is she was really kind of aware of his drinking. And one of the things that she stated in there was he started drinking a lot. Now, again, for anyone who's not familiar with the history of Saskatoon, it started as, especially in the Nutana area where these people were from, it was a temperance colony, which was a place where they prohibited alcohol from being
and
there.
they didn't mean he just started drinking after she died. He started drinking heavily, and I mean, I already sensed that he was a drinker, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But he really went to town after she had passed on. So.
Now that's important because you will hear when I get to the research part that I'm going to read. Remember that. What else happened that was so strange, and we really only understood it afterwards. And you'll notice my camera's bouncing around a lot more, and I'm kind of nervous, and I'm like asking questions, and I'm like I felt on edge. And Tammy's, if you look at her countenance, and we try to capture that in the show as well to highlight that with a little bit of music and such. It's like the only time when she was not smiling that whole time, where her whole demeanor changed, and I felt it. I didn't even realize it at the time, and I was like recoiling almost and anxious and trying to like not peeve her off. It was so strange. I guess I wanted to let Tammy as well, from her experience, talk about when after she touched that gravestone, and again, she didn't really want to go there. And the little boy Oliver, which we'll get to Oliver next, he was trying to get her away from there. But when I did that SLS camera, like it was just popping, like everything was there, and it wasn't on the other ones. And I'm like, this is strange. This is why we went there, and woo. I'll let you describe your experience now.
Yeah, now I know why I didn't want to go there. I was trying to make my way to Oliver, but this woman was a force, let me tell you. Like I said, I know nothing before I go into these investigations, so I felt pulled. Like I was trying to avoid, but she literally pulled me in and took over. She took over. I just felt extremely angry and irritable and tense, and I was terse, and I just wanted him to stop talking, and
yes,
I
was feeling it.
Yeah, so I was trying to like communicate with the spirits, but then her husband kept coming through, and it just irritated her, and I was responding, but I wasn't me.
No,
so
it wasn't you.
As soon as I could tell that this dynamic was happening, I shook her off like a wet blanket. Yeah. I tried. She did not want to let me go. Yeah. So I'm just like, we need to keep going. We need to get out of here. And he didn't understand what was going on.
No,
I didn't at the time.
No, and it's only in retrospect some of these things. Now, one other little side note that we found interesting, when we were going through the recordings, out of all of the recordings, he was the most difficult one to understand. It really did sound like he was slurring his words. So you can take that for what it's worth.
Drunk,
but yeah. He did, and it's, again, without knowing that at the time, we didn't really attribute it to anything. We just found it hard to understand. But
you can go back and listen to those and see if you agree with us.
So, and in terms of her countenance, what we're going to do right now, just so you get a really good idea, we decided to take a frame capture of one of the pictures of Tammy and her, when she was not her quirky, lovable self. She was embodied by this. Well, anyways, we'll let you look for yourself, and you can be the judge.
So yeah, when you sent me that picture, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Pretty creepy, right? Oh my God. And jaw-dropping. Like, yeah, it was a huge revelation afterwards. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to read through and some of the findings, just some of the paragraphs here, and I'm taking the time to do this because you'll see why when I do it. By 1879, Grace Thompson and Joseph Fletcher were married and living in Alliston, Ontario. In the spring of 1884, Joseph went to the Northwest Territories to take up homestead with the lands recently granted to the Toronto-based Temperance Colonization Society by the government. Grace and their 3 children followed the next year. When they arrived in Saskatoon, the main settlement, they found a struggling community of about 100 people. Grace Fletcher became a general merchant, which was unusual for a woman at that time. It would appear that the store was in their home or adjacent to it, so that Grace could have been able to take care of the young family as well. Grace went out on the settlement on trading trips, and since Joseph did nothing, as her brother-in-law affirmed, during the 6 months of the year when he was in town, she likely had to find others to care for the children while she was away, which also explains why it was right next door. But wait, before you start feeling too sorry for her, there's more. Closely tied to Fletcher's work in the church was her commitment to temperance. In the late 1880s, when the settlement was small and remote, the advocates of temperance were able to control alcohol, but when the railway construction began, it became increasingly difficult to do so. In 1890, the hotel owner was charged with illegally selling liquor after Fletcher, who lived nearby, saw her husband and other men who had been drinking leave the premises. She had them sworn in as witness, and she produced as evidence a bottle that she had taken from Joseph. It would appear that Joseph was an alcoholic and not very productive. Like many women who knew the tragedies caused by drunkenness, Grace joined the Women's Christian Temperance Union. Grace Fletcher was a forerunner of the feminists who, after 1910, were to campaign successfully for the vote and push through many improvements in laws concerning women and children. So that's good, but there's more. Here it comes.
There's more.
Fletcher was a conservative, and she was prejudiced against Catholics, half-breeds, and Canadians who were not of British descent. Her children grown, Fletcher left for a holiday in Ontario in December 1906, and while she was there, her health began to fail, and it continued to decline until she returned. She added 2 codicils to her will on her deathbed and died in August of 1907. Her husband died 2 months later. It does not say how specifically. The probate files show not only what was important to Grace, but also the spirit in the family over the question of drink. She bequeathed no money to Joseph because she had all the money in that house. And although she did leave him the use of the large home as long as her sister Allie and her daughter Nina kept house there. And this was to keep him from drinking. She had some issues, that woman.
So how did I know he was a drunk? I don't know. You tell me.
It's very, very strange.
I picked up a lot in that very short time. Yeah. So no wonder I was tired.
Yes. If you would like to read more about Mrs. Fletcher, we've included a link in the of the biography document that I was reading from in our show notes for this episode. And so we're going to now move to Oliver, the last grave. I'll read what we found out about Oliver, and then you can judge for yourself how close it is to what Tammy experienced, and myself as well to some degree. And then I'll talk a little bit about the SLS weirdness with Oliver again as well. So Oliver John Caswell was born in Saskatchewan, his family having joined a temperance colony in Clark's Crossing. Although they didn't know how to swim, he and his older brother Albert went to a pond on an uncle's farm with an older cousin. And the cousin allowed Oliver to drown. His tombstone says he was 10 years and 11 months. We found only one other reference to this, and it's just very brief. It says Oliver John Caswell was born July 24th, 1886 in Clark's Crossing. He died April 18th, 1897 in Clark's Crossing from drowning. So there's 2 sources that indicate, and you can look those also up in the show notes, we'll put that in there, that indicate Oliver died of drowning.
And that information was hard for you to find.
Very hard. It was not easy at all. I had to go into some documents of anyways, I used my wonder fingers to get in there.
She wants
Hi,
to
Kitty.
be in the shot.
You want to be in the shot?
Come here.
Had more weirdness with the SLS camera. It started off jumping around too, and you described him as like an ADHD kid, and it was like, I thought maybe it was that one grave to the side, but it only happened that once, and as soon as we got to the Oliver grave, there was nothing back there again,
and it looked like he was dancing.
Yeah, and once again, there was some of the stuff with the leaves a little bit, like he was bouncing over, and none of those things had shapes that were human-like. And once again, we haven't included it. It's just this episode's already running long. We went and I used the SLS cameras on our areas, and we were not getting those indications from tombstones that were very similar. So I don't know how to explain it. It's an anomaly. It seems you nailed it, like with the death by drowning. So, Tammy, any final thoughts on Oliver?
Yeah, I don't know. He spoke so fast, and that's one of the reasons why I think he had ADHD. I had to tell him to slow down. So, a little side note: if you want some more entertainment, put the video on half speed. We sound like we're drunk. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. Yeah. So. Yeah, the spirit box is just a tool to try and help me tap into what these entities are trying to communicate. So. And
again, if you find different things out that you hear, that's okay. We're just interpreting it, and we've given you our process for that. We just do our best to try to come up with and if we can't agree, we just include it as either incomprehensible or we just leave it blank.
We love to hear your comments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So with that, I think we've already gone longer than we wanted to with the after bits, but I think there was just so much that we had to go through.
Shorter video, more to cover. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. In the future, we are deciding, like, it's really hard to predict, but if we have these really long episodes, we'd like to cut them more, but we cut out all the things we could. There was just so much happening in this video.
We're just getting started. We'll figure it out.
We will.
So please, if you liked, or if you didn't, hit the like button.
Please, and subscribe, like that stuff.
Share with your friends.
Man, we'd really appreciate it. We're just starting out, and it would really help us out.
Talk about it at the water cooler, whatever. We really appreciate you taking the time.
Well, thank you, Tammy, for the investigation. It was wonderful.
Thank you, Marty, for all the hard work.
And your hard work as well, and the putting this together as well. We both have you don't need to know our process, but we do all of our own.
We do it for fun and for free.
We do for now.
Yeah.
Okay, and with that, this is it.
Para-Dabblers
out. Woo!
Oh, yes, the ECT.
Yes, respect.
Tell me how you died. Whoa. This
was a very low voice.
Oh, I think I picked the wrong one.
Okay, let's start. Let's do the start over. And I don't mean it in that way. We'll start all over again. Okay. What? You see dead things. Oh, okay. So, all right. Stop wiggling. Not you. You can wiggle all you want.
Are we starting?
We're starting. Welcome to the After Bits. I'm Marty.
I'm Tammy. We are the
Para-Dabblers.
For the what?
Para-Dabblers?
Or prehistoric now, apparently.
Yeah.